Well, howdy, folks. This is Ranger, and I am the Trash Gamer. I have survived my second back surgery in the last 4.5 months. Really been going through it, but pressing on, man. Got me a standing desk, as you can see. Got a cool little background here. Got a couple banners, little Twitch sign. Really can't see what it says, but it does say Ranger the Trash Gamer there. Just little tiny. Um, got a mic. Got reset up upstairs. Got my own little streaming area. The standing desk should help me not sitting entirely too much. And we're gonna do a little gold farming here on Wrath of the Lich King. Looks like the live servers are down and gonna be down for a while. I'm not 100% sure on what the copyright standards are, but I'd like to play a YouTube video in the background and kind of do my own reaction to it. That's usually what I do when I'm just gold farming and sailing off into space. I'm gonna see what we can come up with here. I'm gonna run some Strathholm on my Rep Paladin. Good old Tank and Spanks. I don't believe I've streamed any Wrath of the Lich King content. I think when we were doing Wrath, I don't even think that we were streaming it. I think that I was just doing arena content, PvP content, that kind of stuff. I'm hoping that everything sounds good. I did test recording before I fired this up, so I'm hoping that everything is correct. We'll see. But yeah, I'm very happy to be back. Very happy to be streaming again. I'm gonna open up another tab. Go ahead and mute this. If it'll let me mute it. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, everything looks good. Looks good, looks good. All right. Got OBS open over here. Let's see. Can I get chat open? Not that one. I'm still trying to remember how to do any of this stuff, man. Stream chat. Put this here. Maybe. Okay, we'll put that there. Now let's see here. If I play
All
this.
of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey. Wait.
Vanilla WoW is back, and it's not just hard.
So, yeah, this is from Asmongold TV. The title of it is Vanilla WoW is back. So, I have no idea what this is. This was posted as of an hour ago. We'll go ahead and throw him a like. I like the majority of his content. Hopefully it's not too overpowering, but I guess we'll see. This could just be a shit stream. We'll know. I guess we'll know whenever I go to edit it down. But let's see what this is all about while I do some gold farming here in the background. Let's get it.
Hardcore. Again? Yep, they brought it back. They're calling it Classic. Guys, I gotta tell you, I don't think it's a surprise. Classic WoW got really popular at the exact same time that Old War came out. I don't think it's a fucking coincidence.
Here we go.
I don't think so. I think we all know why that happened.
Over the past few months, much of the talk around Classic WoW has been surrounding the hardcore scene.
Yeah, it sure
and a ton
has.
of people have been trying it out and seeing what makes it so popular for themselves. And though we do now have official servers confirmed...
Let me see. So it looks like the original video was by Will Emo. I think that's correct. Will Emo. So looks like classic servers are coming back. let's see what's going on.
Their release is still sometime later this summer, leaving much to be discussed as to what will or will not be allowed. But it's not just the hardcore
See how many
scene
mobs
that
we
has
can pull
witnessed
here.
a revival on the
I feel like not enough warlocks.
I haven't tried this
use
on
a
a rep
wand.
paladin. I've
Wand
done
is
this on
just
protection
so strong with your dots
plenty
up,
of times.
and you don't have to worry about mana at all.
classic servers. I feel as though this has very much
See
fallen
what
to the
happens.
wayside, but regular classic era servers are seeing a huge boom in players. And no, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
just people
nuts. Look at that.
semi-AFKing on their bug mounts with Thunder Furies in capital cities, though there are certainly a lot of them. It's people coming
They
back
drop
for
quick.
battlegrounds, open world PvP, raiding, and leveling on
Imagine that. Classic WoW is a good game. Who could have ever predicted such a thing?
entirely new characters. Despite every
I could definitely say with all certainty that I 100% agree. Classic WoW was the end all be all for me. Okay, I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but I thought the game was incredible. I started playing when I was a part of a mission in Washington D.C. when I was still in the Army. Friends of mine that were already there were playing this game, and everybody was super addicted, man. They're like, oh, it's Tuesday reset, and like, the servers are down, and I had never seen a massive multiplayer online game. I had never been a part of it. I didn't play EverQuest. I didn't play any of like the precursors to WoW. But I watched these guys play it week after week after week after week, and I was making a little extra money with per diem and that kind of stuff. So, got myself a little crappy computer that I could play. It was enough to play back then, and got myself an account, and haven't been the same since. Right, this has been my go-to game for since 2005. Okay. So, quite a long time now. I've had a on and off relationship with WoW for a very long time. I didn't even turn on trait skill or loot appraiser. Oops. It's alright. I didn't loot anything too crazy yet. Not a skull flame shield or anything like that. And doing this on a rep paladin is great. These mobs drop super quick. I thought it was great on a protection paladin, but it's even easier. But anyways, I played WoW a lot, man. Came back from Washington D.C., was home for a little while, and then we all did a rotation in South Korea, which was an interesting time. Cool thing about WoW for me, man, was I played with all my buddies. So there was a lot of us that were in the same unit. We all played together. And we would drink and raid. Right? I hardly did any PvP content unless that was something that they wanted to do. I was always down to do whatever the group wanted. But as you can see, we're not trying to make massive pulls here, man. I'm just trying to kick back and chill. Not trying to challenge myself. See how close I can get to dying. Just trying to give everything a shot, man. I don't even know how this is going to feel with me standing and trying to shift around, do all that stuff. Trying to make myself as comfortable as possible. But anyways, I played a lot. Tail End of Classic ended while we were there in Korea. TBC came out, and man, we hit TBC with a absolute vengeance. Very, very, very fun. Super fun time of my life, man. WoW's been good to me. It's kept me out of trouble. And it gets me in trouble with the wife sometimes, but that's okay. It happens. A lot of people like to go to the bar and drink and do all of that stuff, and I don't do any of that anymore. I used to. But now I'm rather be at home with the kids, man. I'd rather be playing video games. We set up a gaming room upstairs. It's pretty sweet. Got a couple TVs mounted on the wall. You know, PS5, PS4, Wii U, Switch, all that good stuff. Hooked up the VR, or hooked the VR back up. So we're kind of like rediscovering that right now, which is super fun. So yeah, I 100% agree, man. I think Classic was groundbreaking. I think the game was incredible, and I think that World of Warcraft has always delivered, man. Like I know that a lot of people hate on a lot of different expansions, and this one's crap, and there's definitely some things about some expansions I don't like. But overall, for the overwhelming majority of the game's lifespan, I think it's been pretty good. And like I said, I've had an on again, off again relationship. I've taken months off. I've taken years off. I've played every single expansion, but sometimes maybe just for a couple months to see what's going on, see what the changes are, see what's good, see what's not good, that kind of thing. Sometimes it really sparks my interest and it really keeps me going, and I keep playing. And other times, yeah, like, oh my gosh, I just looted a Skull Flame Shield on stream. How absolutely amazing is that? Come on. I have tried and tried and tried to get that thing to drop. Tried and tried and tried to get that thing to drop, and look. There it is. That's amazing, man. That's incredible luck. That's absolutely incredible luck. I cannot believe I just got that to drop on stream. Wow. That's makes me incredibly happy. Especially considering we're trying to do gold farming. I mean, how much better does it get than that? People still want this thing, man. It's a good shield. Got a good proc. Very, very extremely over the moon excited about that. That's way too cool, man. Way, way, way too cool. All right, we're going to get back into the video. And like I said, man, I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't know what the rules are. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I'm a WoW fan. I mean, he's a WoW fan. We're talking about WoW content. I mean, I'm just trying to pass along information. All credit goes to the gentleman that made it. I don't know if you can do a reaction video on top of a reaction video, but I'm doing it. If I'm wrong, somebody please tell me I'm wrong. I'll apologize emphatically. I won't post the video. I need to stop saying I'm catching myself already. But here we go. Let's get back into the video. Let's see what they got to say.
Difficult to know exactly how popular any realm is, given we don't have official numbers from Blizzard, but there are some ways we can estimate it. Even just logging into a server and eyeballing it is a reasonable starting point.
Sure.
I did a walk through Stormwind and Orgrimmar between around 8:30 AM to 8:45 on a Wednesday morning. Also, there were no world buffs dropping at this point in time. If I'm making a video about these servers being popular, this is potentially one of the worst times I could have possibly picked to get a view of lots of people being logged in.
I mean, this is way more people than you see in a retail WoW server, and those are cross-realm.
And honestly, I couldn't believe how many players were there in Stormwind, Orgrimmar, leveling zones, or just throughout the world. This was on the Firemore.
So somebody says somebody says retail is good. People are just too brain dead for its own good. If they simplified it to this again, WoW could be popping. Yeah, retail WoW is too hard. It's too hard. Like, the game's too fucking hard. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, and it might not be too hard. And again, you maybe are an expert wizard, okay? You are an expert wizard. You understand the game's nuances. You are good at the game. You care about the game. But can we please fucking acknowledge that this is not the majority of people? It's still way too fucking hard.
Round cluster on Europe, by the way. There isn't even anything weird going on here with people from different time zones.
Just to add my own 2 cents to that comment, I 110% agree that retail WoW is hard. Now, WoW, the concept of WoW is not difficult, right? It's not. This is not a difficult game to figure out. It's an incredibly hard game to master. Um, and I'm going to have a very unpopular opinion right here. But I think that PvP in WoW is way more difficult than raiding. And I say that for the simple reason is that I am my own biggest critic, right? I will always criticize myself. I always think about what I could do better, how I could accomplish more, that sort of thing. Um, but you used to see people raid back in the day with fishing poles equipped. Okay. Um, Raiding is not that difficult. They had to bring up the skill level immensely because people are getting better at the game and becoming more proficient. More people use key bindings. More people use, whatever the case is, man. People min max the game. There's guides that you can read. There's all these different things. And that's what made Classic WoW so great was the fact that none of that stuff really existed. Um, there were guides, there were websites that you could use to get some help, but a lot of it was trial and error. A lot of it was figuring out. A lot of it was listening to other people that play the game or play your class. That's why raids had raid leaders and class leaders and that kind of stuff. It was like, this is the most optimal build, and this is the, it's people would have conversations about how do I increase my DPS, how do I do this, how do I do that, like what's your rotation, are there any macros that you're using, and that's what created that community, man. Was we had those conversations, we had those before each boss pull, like here's a reminder, this is what the boss does, this is what's going to happen, like we need somebody to do this, we need somebody to do that. And for me, I was the speed puller, right? I played my hunter ranger, that's where the name comes from. So I always got the cool assignments like, well, we got to kite this mob around, right? So, yep, that's what ranger did. Go pull bosses and feign death. And I remember being spec'd into survival way back in the day when that was not a popular spec to be. I think BM was the end all be all master rating spec for hunters. Marksmanship was obviously for PvP, but I played survival, and I loved it. I got the extra benefit on the traps. I had that trap mastery. Really good time, man. Really, really good time. Let's get back into the video.
Being online now. These are the classic era non-hardcore realms in the morning on a weekday. And dare I say it, this looks pretty good to me. I mean, if Stormwind looked like this on a morning during actual Classic, I'd be kind of happy with it. And I don't have an active NA account to go and check, but I'm told their most active server cluster is Whitemane, and it's quite a similar story. Also, in case you are wondering, the PvP clusters are a lot more active. I suppose I should mention this now, but servers on Error are linked together. So this will contribute to how many players you are meeting in the world. This happened sometime after Error servers were made to boost player encounters within the game. This is different from Merging 2, as you'll see players with their own name and then their realm name after. The PvE realms are less active.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's just how it is. Somebody says this, the old war raids I go to are still 4+ hours and they can't kill full hard modes. People just aren't good at the game. Like, you're not wrong. It is so fucking sad. I have raided in Old War before, and I actually quit the game over it. I don't want to deal with it. It's not fun. And that's the same way I feel about retail WoW. I don't want to raid in Mythic because people are just going to do it wrong. I don't want to do it. It's a waste of time. And like, I don't want to do an easier mode in retail WoW to get a shitty piece of gear that's not good. In Classic WoW, you do an easy raid, and you get all the good gear. That's it. You get all the good gear, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I do World War 5X times a week, clear it under 2 hours. Am I the exception? Yeah. What do you mean? You think the norm is doing Old War 5 times a week? You think that's the norm?
You see, that is a perfect example of someone who has min-maxed the game, right? That person obviously has a lot of time to play. Well, maybe not. I mean, they're saying that they're getting it done within 2 hours. In Wrath, we had, was that when they changed the, they have 10 mans in Wrath, right? Yeah, because there was Nax 10. Yeah. So that was the addition of the 10-man rating. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're really skilled and you get 9 other really skilled people, and you guys are doing all the hard modes and Ulduar and clearing everything in under 2 hours, man, I find that to be highly impressive. Those things are not easy by any stretch of the means, but also not impossible, right? There's a strategy. There is a strategy. There's a certain way to play. So yeah, I mean, it's totally feasible. I think that's a lot of rating 5 times a week. That's pretty insane. I'm imagining he's probably doing alt runs and split runs, and I mean that is the example of a top tier guild, top tier rating team. Pretty good. I'm highly impressed with that. Definitely the exception to the rule, because Ulduar's not easy, man. It's not impossible, but it's not easy. I obviously am not rating, right? When I was playing Wrath of the Lich King, I really wanted to get into PvP. Unfortunately for me, I had just leveled this paladin, just started getting some gear, and Dragonflight came out. And when Dragonflight came out, that game captured me. And I have not been I haven't been able to put it down. I haven't been able to stop playing. I have so many level 70 characters and trying to figure out best compositions for PvP, because I'm going to tell you right now, man, the 2v2 bracket in Dragonflight right now is absolutely atrocious. It's terrible. I don't have anyone to play threes with because it's just me and my buddy that you guys have, he's been on the stream many times. He hangs out with me most of the time. Probably working real hard today. And the servers are down. So. But yeah, we do a lot of 2v2, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. We're starting to figure out some compositions that work. We're doing a lot of stuff that was off stream. I've leveled several characters, tried several different things. So going to be some interesting stuff coming in the near future. We'll get back into doing some 2v2. I'm hoping to grow the guild. I'm getting ready to lock some things down instead of having it as a personal bank. I'll lock everything down, see if we can't get some invites going, see if we can't find some people to do some stuff with, man. I would love to do some rated Battleground. I think that stuff is really fun. I love BGs. But you got to grind a lot of BGs, man, in order to get Conquest. So if you want Conquest gear, you got to do arenas. Solo Shuffle is really fun. I really absolutely love Solo Shuffle. But only on particular classes. Like, you could not pay me enough to go into a Solo Shuffle run on a healer. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try because I'm just going to embarrass myself. I'm not that highly skilled at playing a healer. Even though I did raid heal back in the day. And did it quite successfully. I mean, I wasn't a mythic level raider, but we did heroics every week. And there I was on my Resto Druid and hanging with the big boys, man. And I remember having those conversations and people pulling up. This is how I got introduced to Warcraft logs. You know, oh, there's Righteous Orb. That's a good pick. I'm still in shock over the Skull Flame Shield. It is so funny because I believe that I had mentioned it in the beginning, or maybe it was in my mind that, you know, there's always a possibility that it could drop, and I'll be damned that if it didn't. So I'm super happy with that. I'm also digging this standing desk, man. I can kind of shift my weight around. I hope that's not too annoying. Another Righteous Orb there. Hope that's not too annoying for people. Hope it's not shaking the screen too much. I didn't spend too much money on this desk, so it's not quite the best, but it does what I need it to do. So let's get back into the video. Let's see what's going on. See what's going to happen here.
In general, and are all linked together too, be it on EU or NA, so you can pick any of them if you want to play on PvE, it doesn't matter. The RP realms are not part of any cluster, which is why the hardcore players have gone there. Anyways, back over to Firemore. I went and had a check on the auction house to see whether...
Somebody says ICC is the best difficulty? Remember what remember what you had to do
Recipe
in Ice
flask of distilled wisdom. Look at
This
that.
is what you had to do. Because remember, you didn't
Pretty
actually
good
have
recipe.
to move away from the fire. Everybody would just stack on top underneath the boss. So hit boss and then move away whenever boss does spinny thing. And then after boss does spinny thing, hit boss again. And then whenever the spikes happen, do AoE and hit spikes.
Yes.
Death Whisper. Kill ads.
Yes.
Don't kill the big ads. Let the range kill the big ads.
Yep.
Then kill the boss. If the boss does the green thing on the ground, get out of the green thing.
Right.
Then kill the boss. Gunship. Go AFK until it's
Loot
dead.
shit, man.
Starfang. Kill the boss. Let's see. Festergut. Kill the boss. Fucking Rotface. Kill the boss. If you have the debuff, move out of the raid. How many of the bosses are just kill the boss? Like, it's so fucking easy.
There were many items being posted and how much they were going for. There were some
Good old
30,000
ACC, man.
items in total,
Good,
and some
good,
pretty
good times.
reasonable or even cheap prices for things such as Arcane
I always
Crystal,
forget that
Black
the map doesn't
Lotus,
work in here.
Elemental Earth or Fire, and so on. I also had a character over on Golemag Horde to check out how things were looking for the reds. Golemag is on the same cluster as Firemore, by the way. Again, there were plenty
Firemore
of
was
people
really big.
occupying Orgrimmar and chilling on top of the bank. The auction house had nearly 25,000 items.
I didn't mean to
and
do
it had
that.
some pretty sensible prices. I also flicked through some leveling zones on /who for both Horde and the Alliance. And as suspected, there are a ton of players just doing some plain old vanilla WoW leveling.
Oh, look at
Start
that.
zones were often capped or near enough, showing 50 players, and the later game zones also had a decent number of players.
That's crazy to see 42 online players in the wetlands.
Right?
That is a lot of people leveling.
Progressing too. This, to me, says there's pretty clearly a whole bunch of players who are just after the vanilla experience. They
Yeah.
want to be able to do multiple dungeons, to trade, to group whenever, and if they die, they just resurrect and go on their merry way.
Yep,
And
exactly. Yeah, that's the way most people want to do it. Retail raids are not hard. People just don't want to read through mechanics or watch quick YouTube videos on how to deal with it. So, you're right. You want to know what the guide for fucking patchwork is?
Do damage.
Hit the boss.
Yeah.
You want the guide
Do
for
damage.
Gluth?
Hit cooldowns.
Hit the boss. And then hit the ads.
Yep.
But if you don't hit the ads, it's fine. Somebody else will do it. Thaddeus. Hit the boss and then move if you get the debuff.
Right.
There is nothing that is even remotely close. Because, like, you also, like, I don't want to compare LFR to the classic raids.
Agreed.
Because LFR doesn't give the best gear in the game, and the classic raids do.
True.
So you should compare heroic or mythic, because that's what gives you good stuff.
Yes.
Get
Agreed.
it. It's way more chill than hardcore. You don't have to worry about losing your character or going again. You're happy to get a dungeon run going without that worry of being griefed. And perhaps biggest
Yeah.
of all, there's just a lot more going on at the end game. There
Of
are more
course.
raids running, and it's less min-maxy or gatekeepy,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it. Not that these are
Yeah,
a bad
man.
thing in hardcore settings.
lot more
if you're
casual
raiding and
friendly.
it's death
How many times have we seen this Willy clip of him killing Ebonrock on his...
Hey, let's be for real. Let's take a step back here And let's talk about classic rating. All right. Classic rating is 40 people, right? Hard enough to get 40 people in the raid. Even more difficult to get 40 people to do a thing. Classic rating was built around 15, maybe 20 at the most people doing the correct thing. And a lot of other people just not knowing what the hell is going on. And still winning, right? Still winning. That's what classic rating was. That's what I alluded to earlier when I said, like, well, people showed up to raids with fishing poles, right? People were out fishing, they forget to re-equip their weapon. They don't re-equip their weapon. They don't have the stats. They're doing minimal damage, right? And we're still winning, still beating bosses. So while it was a 40-man raid, it was probably built around 15 people doing the correct thing, actually pushing DPS, actually doing what they're supposed to do. Classic WoW wasn't that difficult, you know. Oh, mechanics are hard, I know. Don't stand in fire, move, right? Healers pressing or cleansing or, you know, purging or whatever the case, the bad thing off of you. Move out of the raid, you know, if you have the bomb. simple things that a lot of people failed on because they just were not paying attention, right? A lot of people did classic raiding on autopilot. And it's not that it wasn't difficult. I mean, things hit hard, right? You didn't have that many spells, you didn't have that many abilities. What they did back then is you had spell ranks, right? So you had to learn when you can use max ranks, when you can, and I always thought that was silly, right? I never thought that was engaging or interesting gameplay. But nonetheless, I mean, healers used an ability that they had at level 40. You know, they rarely ever hit that big button because you would just go, so there was a lot of, you know, oh, I'm so gotta sit down, gotta get out of combat and drink and that kind of thing. Interesting times, man. But I 100% agree. I think that classic rating was more rewarding, even though less loot dropped, right? Which felt bad. Okay, but you go into an MC, you know, you clear your schedule for 3 hours, possibly 4 hours. You go in there and you clear it out. Out of 40 people, I mean, not every person's going to get a piece of loot, but your chances are pretty good. And you're going to walk away with a piece. So it wasn't too bad, man. I don't believe that there was a lot of really good crafted gear in Classic, which not really that cool. I think you got some cool patterns that dropped in the raid. So maybe crafty. Oh my gosh, did I just get another Skull Flame shield on stream? That's 2. Are you kidding me right now? Do I have hacks on? Look at this. 1, 2. 2 Skull Flame shields, man. Like, what in the hell is happening right now? As many times as I've run this dungeon, I have never seen it drop. And now it's dropped twice on stream. What in the world is happening right now? This is the most amazing Strath home run I've ever done. Unbelievable, man. And here's what's funny is I bought one off the auction house. I have one for this tune because I bought one because I wanted to do this. I wanted to do gold farming in Wrath. And I wanted to do gold farming before they introduced the WoW token, right? I've already bought 3. I had sold everything I had in my inventory, all the stuff that was just sitting there doing nothing because I had stopped playing Wrath Classic. sold off everything I had in my inventory on all my tunes, and had about 22,000 gold. And I've bought 3 WOW tokens so far. I'm getting ready to turn off that subscription and see if I can maintain playing just by doing a little gold farming. I keep getting Skull Flame shield drops like this, though, man. Like, we're going to be rolling in dough. No, the problem is, can I get them sold? That'll be the next hurdle. I keep you updated on that, though, for sure. Let's see. I think it's just me and myself. That's all right, though. I didn't have a fan base before I started all this, and then I made affiliate like right before I had my first back surgery. So I had obviously a couple months off. Then when I finally started to play again, I was kind of limited to just being on the laptop, so I really didn't want to stream. Laptop's really not good enough to do all that. I have to do a dual PC stream. I have to use my laptop to stream and the PC to play the game, manage a few other things, but trying to keep it as light as possible. And it works out. It works out well, man. Like, you got to use what you got to use, man. I'm not going to go out there and I'm not going to purchase a $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 computer so I can stream World of Warcraft. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to use what I got. I put a little bit of my own money to invest in the stream, you know. Got a cool little background now. Sign with my name on it. Makes me feel important. Standing desk. But, you know, this is more for my health than it was anything else. It's not good for me to sit. Sitting is the enemy to all of us, FYI. Sitting is about the most horrible thing that you can do to your body. Tears your back up, tears your hips up. It's not good for you. So I'm going to try to counteract that, man. If that means I got to stand up and, you know, my feet be on fire and that kind of thing. But I think that what it's going to do for me is, number one, it's going to keep me awake, keeps the blood flowing. I'm constantly shifting my weight. I'm moving around. It take a lot of pressure off my low back because I'm standing, right? I can shift my hips. I can make myself more comfortable. It's good. It's a good idea. I think it was a worthy investment. Yeah, like I said, there's some Beast Stalker bindings there. Sitting is about the absolute worst thing that you could possibly do, man. It kills. It absolutely kills. It's terrible for your disc. It's terrible for your joints. It's not good for you, man. There's another rare, dude. Cool. It's a good run. This is the best run of Stratholme I've ever had. I honestly cannot believe I had two Skull Flame Shields dropping the same run. I think I'm definitely going to have to post a short about that. That's insane, man. Like, I can't get over it. I don't know if they increased drop rates of something or another. I don't know. I just know that happened to me. I've never had one drop, and now I've had two in one run. You know, that definitely going to seal the deal for me. That this definitely going to be how I'm going to gold farm. And I know it's not the most engaging gameplay. Like, I'm not pushing myself to the absolute limit. I'm not running around like trying to kill everything in one go. I mean, I guess I could pull a little bit more. It's because I'm on autopilot, guys. Paying attention to this and trying to keep the stream somewhat interesting, that kind of thing. So these damn spiders, they'll leave you in a constant stun lock can't do nothing. Feels bad. But as a paladin, you can counteract it. That blessing of freedom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, you can take quite a bit, man. Like, I could definitely pull a hell of a lot more if need be. But this is the thing I was talking about. Seeing, like, stunned up and can't do anything, can't cast nothing. There we go. Kill that thing. So those have to be your priority when you're running through here. Everything else just kind of tickles you a little bit. You pull enough of these guys, though, you definitely be in a world of hurt, man. You can die. Even on a prop paladin. I've done it. And you know, I am not the best gamer. Okay. I recognize that. I named myself that. All right. It was on purpose. I really am not the greatest at video games. I just am an avid fan, right? I love playing games. I'm interested to definitely explore more. I've never played too many PC games. I've been a console player. So it could be very, very interesting. Right? We could have some very interesting streams, some good content of some first time walkthroughs, gameplays, that kind of thing. Desk seems to be a little wobbly every time I shift my weight around. I apologize about that if the camera's all shaking. Nothing I can do about it though, right? I know probably nobody's interested, but these are not prescription glasses. I had my eyes fixed years ago. I had LASIK, which was the best, absolute best decision I ever made. I had terrible, terrible astigmatism, and it got fixed. And I have damn near perfect vision now. And it's been that way for about the last, 7 years or so? It's very good. Very, very good. We're not quite to the end yet, but we're getting pretty close. Getting a little heavy on the loot here, man. Bags are filling up. Well, hello to whoever is watching. Feel free to make any comments in the stream there. I'm gonna turn the video back on, see what's going on here.
Difficult to know exactly how popular any realm is, given we don't have official numbers from Blizzard, but there are some ways we can estimate it. Even just logging into a server.
I appreciate
and
whoever's
it is a reasonable starting
tuned in.
Sure.
I did a walk
Welcome.
through Stormwind and Orgrimmar between around 8:30 a.m. to 8:45 on a Wednesday morning. Also, there were no world buffs dropping at this point in time. If I'm making a video about these servers being popular, this is potentially one of the worst times I could have possibly picked to get a view of lots of people being logged in.
I mean,
my apologies.
Vanilla when warriors are this far ahead, don't you? Anyways, over your raiding and its death.
How many to the classic raids? These are not hard. People just don't want to read through mechanics or watch quick YouTube videos on how to deal with it.
That's where we were.
So, you're right. You want to know what the guide for fucking patchwork is? Hit the boss.
Also, to whoever is tuned in, I just wanted to point out the fact that I got 2 Skullflame shields to drop, right? So running Stratholme for gold farming, it's totally worth it. It's good. All right, back to the video.
You want the guide for a Gluth? Hit the boss, and then hit the ads. But if you don't hit the ads, it's fine. Somebody else will do it. Thaddeus, hit the boss, and then move if you get the debuff. There is nothing that is even remotely close. Because, like, you also, like, I don't want to compare LFR to the classic raids. Because LFR doesn't give the best gear in the game, and the classic raids do. So you should compare heroic or mythic. Because that's what gives you good stuff.
Agreed.
get it. It's way more chill than hardcore.
100%
You don't have to
agreed.
worry about losing your character or
see.
going again. You're happy to get a dungeon run going without that worry of being griefed. And perhaps biggest
Yeah.
of all, there's just a lot more going on at the end game. There
Of
are more
course.
raids running, and it's a
You
less
do it like this.
min-maxy or gatekeepy, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
can
these are
definitely
a
see
bad
now.
thing in hardcore
Cool.
settings if you're raiding and it's death.
How many times
Sorry, still
have
trying
you
to set up
seen
my
this
stream.
bully clip of him killing Ebonrock on
Still
his
working on
warlock?
it.
I think I've seen this in his videos like 7 times.
delete and you've invested hundreds of hours into your character,
Auto
you
loot
can bet
kind of
people
being
are going
dumb.
to want to see a certain level of commitment from all the active raiders. But during the regular endgame, this isn't
This
really
guy's a fucking idiot. He shouldn't be here. He's standing in the wrong spot, so is he. These guys are clowns. They have no idea what they're doing. This guy can't stop doing DPS. He actually thinks that he needs to be there doing DPS all the time, even though he's got fucking Maladath and Thunder Fury on. He's main-handing Thunder Fury.
a concern. Also, Warcraft Logs still maintains a page where the data is actively populated from error servers, so we can see how many players to this day are choosing to raid on this version of the game.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at passes here, a pass being a single ranking for one boss kill over the past 2 weeks. You already know you're looking at vanilla when warriors are this far ahead, don't you?
Right.
Anyways, over
Yeah, and you're looking at retail when warlocks are.
just the past 2 weeks,
True.
there's been about 68,000 passes total in Molten
God
Core,
damn.
51,000 in Blackwing Lair,
What?
42,000 in AQ40, and about 74,000 in Naxxramas.
Jesus,
What?
that's a lot. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't more than retail WoW.
These are from all
I had
passes.
Holy shit.
absolutely,
There's another way of putting that. So
I had absolutely no idea there was those kind of numbers. Is there really a resurgence in Classic? Is it the hardcore trend, or is it just a Classic? Oh, look at that, Devout Bracers. And this is like one of the best runs I've ever had. Like, this is absolutely incredible. Never, ever, ever had a gold farming run like this. Getting a lot of good loot here. I just hope that it will sell. I'm not greedy when it comes to auctioning. I don't necessarily try to get every last ounce of gold out of something. Obviously, I want the highest of whatever anybody's willing to pay, but I think that I post reasonable prices. I know in retail, it's unpopular opinion, right? But I started doing some transmog farming because I am very interested in doing gold farming. I find it to be fun, and like I just said a little while ago, I want to play the game for free. So, yeah, it would make my wife happy. It would make me happy. So if I play the game for free, everybody wins. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Let's try to pull a little bit more here, man. I'm kind of like really, really just casually running through this dungeon. We could speed this up considerably. Let's see here. It's too much. Shouldn't be a problem. Red Paladins are crazy OP. I just had absolutely zero idea that classic era servers were like that. I might have to look into this, man. I was already kind of preparing. In the back of my mind, I was going to do a hardcore run. I was thinking about what character I would like to play and how I would like to play that tune, right? So I had some interesting ideas, like maybe play a druid, but level as balance. Like, that could be interesting, right? Because balance is definitely not the optimal spec. You're never going to see a balanced druid ever in Classic because they're just not good. I think they do fine damage. All right, I got to get rid of some shit. All this stuff that is nonsense. Like this. We don't need this, man. I do want all of this. All these greens. My 2 Skull Flame shields. I just cannot absolutely believe that, man. I've never, ever. I must be the luckiest SOB ever to get to. Like, I would love to know what the drop rate is on a Skull Flame Shield. Like, what does it have to be? Like 1 in 10,000? Maybe. I know it has to be way more than 1,000 because I've run Strathholm so many times. I've never seen one drop, and then in one run I get 2. It's insane. Yeah, man. I'd like to figure out what's going on over here in these classic era servers, man. It sounds pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have any mana when I jumped into this. This is not good. This is not good, not good, not good. Can't do anything except pretty much auto attack when you ain't got no mana. We'll remedy this situation here in a sec. I'm not sure exactly what neutralized all my mana. I realized there was a mana leech, I guess would be the right word. A mana leech. Sometimes I lose my train of thought, man. I'm still on a shit ton of pain medication, so bear with me. My apologies. All right. Well, hello. Whoever is just tuned in, please feel free to make any comments. I'm Ranger. I'm the Trash Gamer. I'm just coming back from back-to-back back surgeries. Ha ha ha. Right? So welcome. All right. Getting back into this. Can you click the video back on? Here we go.
74,000 passes and is a 15 boss raid. That's kind of similar to saying 4,933 people have done Naxxramas over the past 2 weeks.
That's a lot.
Cleared it at least. And if you consider a raid
crazy.
is 40 people, that's about 123 40-man raids having done Nax over the past 2 weeks, which is not too bad, actually.
Yeah, it's really
people
good.
Are definitely running the
Oh shit, the sword dropped. I never got this. I always want to go back and get this fucking weapon.
Content in vanilla era. I think the popularity of the raids is pretty normal too. A lot of people are coming back to the game, they want to check it out, so they start off with Molten Core. There's less people doing Blackwing Lair and AQ40 because, I mean, well, Nax is out. And then Nax is the most popular because it's the end of the end game.
It's the most popular because it gives the best gear.
Right.
People do Nax because it gives the good loot.
That's right.
Fucking duh.
Yes. Agreed.
Vanilla. In terms of PvP, there was a less action compared to leveling or PvE, and it seemed as though Warsong Gulch was the most popular battleground, at least outside of weekend events.
Yeah.
This again makes sense. Warsong Gulch is the smallest battleground, and in total only needs 20 players to start. I believe there is cross-faction battlegrounds in Era 2, so this should help games start more regularly. Remember, in Classic there's no experience from battlegrounds, and Blizzard has recently announced they will be doing a ranked reset.
Oh wow.
So people in battlegrounds when I'm doing this video are the hardcore battleground enjoyers who are playing just for fun and not as much for ranking. If I check
See, that would be something I would do, man. I think that I would do some classic PvP.
The leveling zones
Super
were
fun.
plenty busy though, so you should expect world PvP, just don't expect it to be fair. I mean, you already know there's going to be level capped rogues lurking in Stranglethorn Vale. It's vanilla open world PvP, it ain't fair. So the question is, why are people making a move back to a no changes, no updates, last phase vanilla server now? Biggest reason?
Because it's fucking easy. You get free loot at max level. You can progress completely at your own pace. Everything about the game is figured out. World buffs make the game an even bigger joke. They also make the world feel alive. Guilds feel like communities. Leveling feels like a game and not just a rite of passage, or not like just a fucking checklist to do. Like gearing while you're leveling is meaningful. Quests are dynamic.
Yes.
There's a lot of reasons. Professions matter.
Honestly, this is the option.
That's it, man.
If you want to play it, you know, on the subreddit.
Everything matters. Everything matters. Everything is relevant, man. Green gear that you get that you can't use, someone else definitely will. You happen to capture a blue out in the open world or an epic, man, like you're rolling in the dough. Spending your time doing your professions means something. It really does, man. It's Classic WoW is a different game. You can play it so many different ways, right? If you just want to PvP, you can PvP and you can get some very decent gear. Not the best gear in the game, but you can get some very decent gear, right? And there was no quote unquote PvP stats, right? There was no resilience rating. There was no, um, what was some of the other ones that we saw? Resilience was here in Wrath. I forget what some of the other ones were called, or like versatility in retail right now. Um, there was none of that stuff, man. My inventory is super full. I get rid of this crap. Amazing because some of the stuff you don't want to get rid of. Some of it definitely doesn't sell, so it doesn't matter. I need to jump on my Taylor. I think maybe those 6 extra slots might really come in handy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man, that's what made Classic, right? Was the adventure. I 100% agree that quests were dynamic. Every zone was cool. You know, hitting that threshold to go to the new zone, completing, totally questing out of one zone. One of the things I did not like was the fact that you would have to go back sometimes. So sometimes you had to bounce back and forth. And you'd be in the new zone, and you had to go back to the old zone to complete whatever XYZ quest. And then you can move on. So that part was a little frustrating. The world felt huge, right? It felt gigantic. And when you saw other people out there doing the same thing you were doing, it felt populated. It felt immersive. It felt like what it's supposed to. Like a giant, massive, multiplayer, online role-playing game. It's like they hit the mark. Exactly what they were going for, right? So yeah, man. Classic was crazy fun. I need to be careful with these things. I think they can hit pretty damn hard. So I'm not going to try to pull all of them. I might be just being a little bit of a scaredy cat, but I'm like really taking my time, just chilling on this gold run, and it's working out, man. Those 2 skull flame shields. I mean, it's gonna net me more gold than I could probably make on my own in a month. So, yeah. Last time I checked, I bought a WOW token a couple days ago, and I paid 4.6K for it, which was the cheapest I've seen. I've seen it for 4.8, which I bought 2, I think, at 4.8. I bought 1 at 4.6. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can start making 5,000 gold a month in Wrath. That way I can play for free. Because I think it's easier to farm gold in Wrath of the Lich King Classic than it is in retail. I think the last time I checked, the retail price is like 270,000 gold. Right? And that's a lot. That's a hell of a lot. See, man, some of these grays sell for quite a bit. This one doesn't. Get rid of that. Take this rune cloth. All we're going to do is take all this rune cloth and bust it into bandages. I'm not even 100% sure what the hell that Freight Abomination stitching is. I don't even know. Let's see if I can get all of them. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. Let's see. Am I just being a punk? Probably. Looks like I'm going to be fine. All right, let's get back to the video. I want to hear what else you got to say, man, because this is very interesting to me. Very relevant.
difficult to know exactly how popular any realm
For a while there was too.
players didn't quite appreciate to what extent.
Leveling feels like a game and not just a
Here we
rite
go.
of passage, or not like just a fucking checklist to do. Like gearing while you're leveling is meaningful.
Agreed.
Quests are dynamic. There's a lot of reasons. Professions matter.
Honestly, this is the option that exists if you want to play it. You know, on the subreddit and forums, I've already seen a bunch of posts cropping up about TBC2 recently. Blizzard should have 100% kept that on error to anticipate future demand. Maybe it's not too late, but it just feels like a missed opportunity. Vanilla is also a very different experience to Wrath. I feel as though I kind of already have my mind made up about Wrath as an expansion, despite not being all the way through, and it seems as though many players didn't quite appreciate to what extent it really changed the core fundamentals of the game. Still, I'll wait towards the end before making that video. And as popular as hardcore is,
Wrath has the WoW token. It's basically retail WoW. I mean, that's just what it is.
it's just very
Yeah.
different from that standard
I
vanilla
can-
WoW formula.
I can agree with
All
that.
the things such as trading or grouping, not to mention having one life, these can all be deal breakers.
And there's no real content for professions in Wrath. Like in BC, there was a lot of profession content, and in Vanilla WoW, there was too.
What we've just looked at seems to tell a story that whilst there is a demand
I guess I could kind of see what he's talking about, but from a gold making perspective, I think doing that Serenite Shuffle, which I just tried for the first time today. Unfortunately, I did not stream it. Right, I spent 1,000 gold buying Serenite out of the auction house, and I'm gonna see just how much money I can make back, if anything. So I'll be sure to keep you posted. But I do think that the professions were kind of engaging. You know, I mean, you had to do your daily quest and go out there so you can get tokens, so you can buy better recipes. And some people don't have this recipe, and you do, and you can. It's lucrative, man. Like I remember at the beginning of the expansion, that's how I made so much gold. Is I got on that titanium bar shuffle, man. And I was crafting titanium bars and selling them, and I was making gold hand over foot. Right? Hand over fist, and then that's the expression. Making a lot of money. And super cool. Now, again, I'm going to have an unpopular opinion here. I do agree that the WoW token has ruined Classic Wrath. I will 100% agree with that. However, I also love it. And I love it for the simple fact that, like I said, I think it's easier for me to grind gold in Wrath and buy that WoW token for myself every month than it is in retail. So now I can play a little bit of Wrath of the Lich King, so that I can pay for my subscription in retail. I don't see that being a bad thing. I'm playing the game, right? I'm not engaging with the community, no. But I am definitely playing the game. So, I don't know why this wasn't locked. Why this is so damn big. Okay, let's lock that. No mount. But we are going to get it sometime. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm going to get that mount. But yeah, man. I've had an extremely good time. I think WoW's in a good place right now. I think Dragonflight's amazing. Maybe, again, an unpopular opinion. Maybe some people are already sick of it. My inventory's too full, right? Of course it is. What's one thing I can trash? What do I not want to sell to the vendor? I think I like to keep these, man. I think these are kind of hard to get. I post those up in the auction house. I mean, obviously not. They don't sell for much. Get rid of this. But yeah, man. There's I should have broke down all this cloth earlier. That would have gave me some more room in my bags. I think that Well's in a good place. And maybe I'm totally off the mark, but I can just tell you from my perspective. I can just tell you from what I feel, how I play. I think Well's in a good place. I needed to take a break from the arena, as did my buddy. Both of us needed a break, man. We were grinding it out way, way, way too hard in twos. And it just becomes mind numbing. Like, there's certain compositions, there was certain things you just cannot counteract, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it got a little frustrating for us to not be as successful as we thought maybe we should be. And I'm not a great player, right? Again, Ranger the Trash Gamer, right? I call myself out. I know I'm garbage at the game. But that's okay, man. Like, I don't play the game to be the absolute best. I play the game to have fun. I play the game to spend time with my best friend that I've been friends with since high school, right? I get to interact with him. I get to talk with him about what's going on in his life. We get to play the game together. You know, we grew up playing this game. It brought us together, right? It kept us together, kept us in contact, even when we had lost contact. You know, that's how all of this got started. And I remember talking to Kyle and saying, hey, man, like, I'm actually kind of thinking about streaming. I'm kind of thinking about putting myself out there and let's see what happens, man. Like, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work, but I'll never know if I don't try. So here I am trying, right? An unfortunate set of circumstances, had a couple back surgeries, but I'm back, man. I'm here. I survived. I'm not well yet. I'm still working on it. But I survived. I'm still here, man. I'm still kicking. I'm still going to have a job to go to, which I'm excited about. I'm going to start going back to work, light duty. I'll be working the desk, answering the phone, taking reports, issuing equipment, that kind of stuff. And I'm incredibly excited for that, man. I get to go back to doing what I love. Not all of it, but I'll get to be a part of it. And that's what's important, man. I think it'll be good for me mentally because this past year has been very, very rough. I want streaming to be an outlet for me. I want it to be a place where I can let my creativity flow, right? I want to be able to, I want to learn skills like how to cut these videos, how to make YouTube shorts. And I've tried, man. I've got some Call of Duty stuff out there. Some of it's pretty good. Some of it's pretty garbage. I don't have very much WoW content out there because I'm not very good at the game, man. I don't get very good gameplay all the time. Like, who wants to watch a YouTube short of me just getting smashed? Nobody, right? You want to get all the good gameplay, all the sick, crazy moves that you do to win the game. And they do happen, and they have happened. I'm not terrible at the game. I do have some skill set. Just, I'm not the best, man. I don't have 100 keybinds. I don't play, I don't have any special equipment. Like, it's very basic, dude. As a matter of fact, I'm a very avid, I'll scream it from the rooftops, man. I love GSE, Gnome Sequencer Enhanced. I love being able to just spam a macro and play the game and do a somewhat close to optimal rotation. It's fantastic, right? Super fun, makes gold farming that much better. Yeah, man. There's a lot of things that I like about this game. I tell you one thing as well is by having World of Warcraft or having Call of Duty or having those distractions in my life, man, it really helped me get through this tough period. So I have to be thankful, man. I have to be thankful to Blizzard for producing something that would keep me entertained for this long. It's nice, man. It's good. I still can't get over this, man. I look at my bags and I'm like, I'm in disbelief that I have 2 Skull Flame shields that I got in the same run. It's just absolutely insane. I don't think that would ever happen again. And I'm definitely going to try to come up with a cool little YouTube short, something I can put out there of me looting 2 Skull Flame shields in the same run. It's just amazing. Super cool. All right, I think we busted all that rune cloth down. Go out here. I probably wasted a whole bunch of time doing nonsense, but I was just standing there talking. All right, I'm gonna click back on the video, see what's going on.
And for hardcore WoW, there is equally many players who just want to play your standard vanilla. And while standard vanilla is currently not on the cards, hardcore is. So here is what might be kind of a hot...
No, because Agron said whenever Sarth interviewed him after that classic WoW event, the hardcore WoW event, he said that they're planning something else and it's not Season of Mastery 2. So, like, they're probably planning Classic Plus.
Oh, man.
Take. I think people who are after fresh kind of want hardcore realms to be that...
Pause that for a second. Classic Plus sounds absolutely incredible. I think Blizzard would really, really hit the money with a Classic Plus server. That would be really cool, man. Be very, very interesting. A lot of neat things that could happen as a result of that. What the hell is this thing? You just pop up out of nowhere. Kill him. And give me all your good loots. Classic Plus would definitely bring me back for sure. I would definitely want to try that. Just to see what kind of things they could come up with. So yeah. All right, back to the video.
A fresh experience, when in reality they should be something completely different. No trading, restrictions on grouping and so on are all part of what makes hardcore WoW what it is. It might be different in other games, they might have different names for it, but it's under this formula the challenge has reached this popularity in the first place. Yes, hardcore is more single player than World of Warcraft is typically, and no, the game was not made to be played like this. This is why we're getting separate realms for it. And there are things that suck about hardcore too, such as queuing for named mobs, enchanting just straight up not being viable.
Okay, so here's the result. Like I said, this is definitely not the fastest run. It wasn't by any stretch of the means. I wasn't trying to push it. It took me a long time. However, I got a really great result, right? So we can see here that about 3,400 gold worth of looted items, right? 51 raw gold in my pocket, right? It's going to be even more than that because we're going to go sell these bandages. We're going to, I wonder if I already did the quest to turn into the vendor over here. We're going to go see. There's stuff for me to pick. Never know what might be profitable, man. Anytime you're trying to do some gold farming, like, don't ever sell anything short. You can make gold doing anything. You just want to kill mobs in the open world, you can make gold. If you just want to fly around or run around and gather materials, you can do that. Skinning, maybe not so much, but leather sells for quite a bit to a vendor. I know that's a pretty standard practice in Classic. I know I've done it, right? Go leatherworking, skinning, or sometimes even just skinning and combined with another gathering profession, mining, herbalism, whatever. You sell all the leathers to a vendor and sell all the other stuff on the AH, man. Yeah, you can make a really, really good living doing that. There is a quest, or there is a vendor that you can make happen back here, which is a hell of a lot closer here than it is going all the way back over here. So let's see. Oh, I can't jump over the spikes. Of course not. I don't remember if I ever did this. I think I may have. So I was doing this. There is a quest here. No vendor. All right. So I have to go over here. They said that this quest is really quick, and I think it is. Go into the inn and gather this book. This is cool that I'm doing this on stream. Now you guys can follow along. And you too can unlock a vendor. Alright. Is it back here? Is it down here? Probably. More than likely. Maybe. Maybe. Not. Up top. Possibly. I think that was for another quest. Yeah, I think that was for another quest. My mistake. Let's find this book. It's probably over here. There it is. Alright, so it's upstairs. We'll gather the book, complete the quest, go back, turn in, and then we should have a vendor that we can run to and sell all our shit to. Thank you very much, sir. I really thought standing and playing was going to be very weird, but it's not. It's not that bad. I may have to take a slight intermission here. See, now we can sell to him, see? Yes, I would like to do business with you, sir. Yes. We sell all the junk because unlike retail, this stuff is not transmoggable. So its only value is to you. So that, what is that, 23 gold? Let's see. 23 gold worth of stuff. Each one of these, what do they sell for? I think it was 2 gold, right? Yeah. So every 20 of these sells for 2 gold. See how much that is. Look, man, we're already at 721 gold here. I think we started 670. So like 50. Probably a little less than that, actually. All right. So now we're going to sell all the soulbound items. They don't do me any good. All right. So look at that. Look at the sell price on that, man. 5 gold 99. Pretty good. I know if I tried a little harder, I could move a little faster. But everything I'm doing right now is just to chill out. So we're not worried about being the most optimal. Not going to be able to tell you the best route or the best this or the best that. Not yet. Maybe as I get some more experience doing this goal making thing, never really tried. If you'd asked me a couple months back, I would have told you that transmog is bullshit and it doesn't sell. But I can show you in Retail WoW that I was absolutely wrong. It looks as though whenever they opened up the auction house and made it region wide, I started selling transmog like crazy. Hundreds of thousands of gold worth of transmog. So I can no longer say that transmog doesn't sell because it does. Which is fun, man. It's fun. Go check on that a little bit later. I don't think the servers are quite up yet. We're going to be down for quite a while. You know what we need here, man? We need a mailbox. Because I need to sell. I mean, I need to mail all these things. I'm trying to think of another gold farm that maybe I could try for a little while. Not too sure. I know this Strathhome's a big one. And I wish that there was a mailbox somewhere, dude. There's one thing about the whole classic thing is there's a hell of a lot of traveling, dude. Classic WoW, I think, was the worst. But it made getting your mount so sweet. I just remember being like 39 and a half and going, oh, God, it's just never going to happen. It's never going to happen, never going to happen, never going to happen. And finally, guess what? It does. You get that sweet, sweet mount, and then you get to travel even more because Blizzard thought that was a good idea. These guys really like traveling. That's what they thought. Yeah, they just really like doing this. But it's okay. That's why there's a lot of things about retail WoW I like. There's a lot of things about Classic I like, man. I like them. I like it all. I'm a World of Warcraft fan. I'm a fanboy, I guess. And it's cool, man. It's okay. I'm gonna go and mail all of this stuff off, and then I'm gonna go let my doggies and myself go outside and go for a little walk. So, if you'll bear with me, I take a little break here. I don't know what the protocol is for streaming and breaks. I don't have anything set up to be like, oh, I'll be right back. Um, maybe I'll figure that out eventually. I think that this overlay did come with something, and I ended up getting rid of it for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Maybe on this other OBS because I'm doing the whole dual PC thing. Maybe I'll see if it'll change scenes. I'm not sure if it'll do that. It's hard to test stuff out unless you're actually streaming. Or I could just be ignorant. That's the case too. Ignorance isn't necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're a stupid person, right? Ignorance just means the absence of knowledge, right? Just something I have not learned yet, something I have not mastered. So being ignorant when it comes to things is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means you ain't learned it yet. That means you're not capable. A lot of people get offended when you say they're ignorant. Probably for the reasons that I just said. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I'm sending myself 2 Skullflame shields. Look at that, going in the mailbox, getting ready to go up in the auction house. We're going to do them one at a time. Obviously, we don't want to overload. Right? Start sending all this stuff over to my bank tune. That Plague Bloom went for gold, man. That actually would not be a bad gold farm. Put the recipient name in there. I'm hoping that everything looks and feels pretty good. Sounds good. I hope. I got some new equipment, so that's helpful. I have a rogue, but he's not high enough to open these lock boxes. Surprisingly enough, his name is lock boxes. I hear in Retail WoW that these Essence of Undeath are going for a ridiculous amount of gold. And I definitely will be looking into that. For sure. I think in WoW I do have the Strathholm mount. So that would tell you just how many times that I've run it. It's a lot. I've run it a lot of times. Now I'm going to send these to my rogue anyways, even though I can't open them. This guy. So yeah, we opened up the vendor over there, but it didn't really help me because I'm not selling everything. I'm gonna post stuff in the auction house, man. I'm gonna keep those waters because they're free. I like free stuff. Paired my armor for 8 gold. Ouch. That definitely hurts the profits. Kind of digging this standing dust thing though, man. I think this is better than sitting. Able to move around a little bit, shift my weight back and forth. But let's see. Let's see how much we're going to post this Skull Flame Shield for. Watch it only be like 200 gold. But even still, I mean, that's what I paid for mine. I don't know if I stole it from somebody. Maybe they were trying to put 2,000 and they ended up putting 200. But the day I was looking in the auction house for a Skull Flame Shield, that's what I found. And we're going to see right now just how much they go for. Right. I guess I had sold something. Collected 37 gold. I wasn't paying attention. See? Belt of Valor. And I just got another one. See, this one sold for 58 gold, dude. And I have another one in my bags. So I'm going to be able to repost immediately. Hold on, let me open up this. Groups. Hit this. I know it says enchanting mats, but I don't want that to go. That could go. Yep. Lockbox, no. All right. Gonna run a little post scan here. Oh, that recipe. Oh my gosh, 3,800 gold for that Skull Flame Shield, man. That's what they say they're going for. What? There's no way it sells. There's no way it sells. Is there none in the auction house? Hang on. Is there none? No items found. Holy crap. All right, man. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. That's almost, I mean, that's 1,000 gold shy of a WoW token right there. And I have 2. It'd be funny because I'll probably never see another one watch. I'll probably never see another one drop. All right, so that was one posted. I don't want more than one going. Another recipe on there. It's selling for 998 gold. I don't think that'll go either, but maybe. I mean, Flask of Distilled Wisdom. I think that's a good flask. I don't like by 65. I don't know. Seems like pretty old content for that to be relevant. See, we're all the way up to 8,000 gold sitting in the auction house here. Skull Flame Shield, man. 3,800 gold, dude. Wow. Could be the series on the Can we get the Skull Flame Shield to sell? I don't know. I think in Wrath, I think it's a hard go. It's, you can get that other shield that's just about just as good from TBC. The one that inflicts nature damage, the poison shield. It's really good. You get it from those little guys. See, we got some stuff selling over here. Not too bad. Had a whole bunch of stuff that I posted up earlier, man, from that the daggone Serenite shuffle that I did. And I'm hoping that I can get some sells. I mean, 100 gold is 100 gold, right? It's 100 gold more than what I had. You got some stuff selling, man. A couple of things. I think as more people log in, you know, we got some gems on here. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, you know, 2,100 gold worth of stuff there. We might really be in business here, dude. And that could be something very lucrative. I really thought that some of this stuff would fly off the shelf. Because I know in retail, dude, like there's sometimes I throw stuff up there and it's gone. I don't know if maybe it might be better for me to throw up some of these enchants. Let's see what is TSM telling me is worth anything. Nothing really. I mean, this one's 128 gold profit. So that's not terrible. And I mean, I can get plenty and get as much infinite dust and greater cosmic essence as I want, as much as I can buy, you know. But I invested 1,000 gold. I invested 1,000 gold, well, like 1,100. Let's try to be a little bit more precise. Invested about 1,100 gold. Broke all that stuff down, and we're gonna see just how much I can come up with. Like I don't know if somebody's gonna want that Skull Flame Shield, like just because they want it. Maybe they're a whale and they have a whole hell of a lot of gold, or they're doing those GDKP runs. GDKP, yeah. Gold Dragon Kill Points, GDKP runs, which I've never been a part of. I really, really wish I would. What could be better than raiding, getting gear, and getting a big chunk of gold at the end? I think that sounds like a win-win for everybody, even if the person running it takes 10% off the top. I get it. We do have the Joyous Journeys buff, man. Experience gained by 50%. That's tempting. Tempting for me to want to level another tune. I've got plenty. Got a hunter here. Got a mage. Even got a druid sitting at 42. None of this other stuff. Like I don't care about any of this down here. These are just banks. Yeah. I'm actually gonna try to click over. Let's see if retail's up. Looks like it might be. Okay, as soon as I can turn off this music, it's probably way overbearing. And it's taking forever to log in. Not quite sure what's going on here. It looks like retail servers are back up, unless I misread it, and I might have. I thought it was going to be down for much longer. Throw TSM back up here, so you see all of my auctions have expired. I think that music is way too loud, just for right now. Just gonna go ahead and kill it. Well, maybe not. Just turn it down. How about that? Now you can probably barely hear it. All right, we start pulling out all the expired auctions, repost all this stuff, and then I'll go take a break. Hopefully my dogs didn't make a mess in the house. I doubt it. They're probably down there asleep. I don't know why they would be downstairs and why they're not up here with me, but so be it. Earlier I had all 4 dogs surrounding me. So some of this stuff still got a little bit of time. And as you can see, this is my transmog tune, right? I'm not selling strictly transmog anymore. I started selling some battle pets, and I sell some materials whenever I get them. So at first, this was a strictly transmog tune. I wanted to see how much gold I can make, and I want to say out of the 189,000 that I have on this tune now, probably the first 100,000 was 100% from transmog sales. So it was mind blowing. I mean, I never have been successful selling transmog, and I don't have anything crazy to speak of. Like, I don't have any of this really great, rare, super rare transmog. You know, I've got some cool things. Apparently, like this one says it sells for 145K. Like, no way, dude. No one's paying that, right? I don't think anybody's gonna pay the 10K that this one's posting for. But you know, stranger things have happened. But I saw a lot of cheap transmog, man. It's how I'm making my living right now. Post all this stuff. I'm running out of bank space. I need to get this tune invited to the guild. It's the whole reason why I started on the Horde side was I have a guild over here that I'm not doing anything with. So I'm going to use it to store transmog. But yeah, man, I started this tune. I want to try to give as accurate of a time frame as possible. I think it started 5 weeks ago. So in 5 weeks, I've made 189,000 gold, which is 189,000 gold I would not have made any other way because I wasn't doing any gold farming. I wasn't trying. So for me, that's incredible. I know for some people they make that in a day, or some people make that every week. I don't. I'm not as experienced as you guys. I don't give it as much effort as you guys do. More power to you. I'm glad that you have 500, 600K mailbox cleanouts, but I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. I'm like dipping my toe into water. You know what I mean? Very slow process. Not doing anything too crazy. All right. And as you can see, I mean, the more stuff you have to post, the longer this takes.
Got the best deals anywhere.
I try not to double things up, but when things are named, like at the end, when it's Gaia Slippers of the Fire Lash or of the Quick Blade, TSM doesn't recognize it. It recognizes it as 2 separate items, so even sells them for different prices. And I'm pretty sure they're the same appearance, right? They're the same item level, just a different name. So I mean, like this right here, this is a battle pet that apparently sells for 24K. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I've had this pattern for Dusky Boots for a long time, and apparently pretty sought after. You know, it says 188,000 gold down there, right? I don't believe it. I'm not gonna sell anywhere close to that. I don't believe it. Or like this one, like reinforced chain cloak. Like, really, someone's gonna pay 5,000 gold for a gray? I don't think so. I know I wouldn't. That doesn't mean other people won't. But that's all right. some of these things, man, they're so easy to get. People are just lazy, right? They just don't want to do it. I got a lot of RFK gear, a lot of RFD. I tried to run a couple of dungeons out of each expansion, so I have a variety. There's a lot of SM stuff in here. There's a lot of classic transmog. I think classic transmog sells the best. There's a lot of people with a very completionist attitude, so they want to do all the things, right? They want to have every piece of transmog gear. They want to be able to,
That's it. I got mouths to feed.
and that's cool, man. It's cool for me because I'll go get it and you pay me for it, right? That's how this works, and I'm cool with that. You can see how many duplicates you get. It gets a little annoying to have so many duplicates, but I don't want to just start selling stuff off to the vendor, and then it pops off in the auction house, and like, oh yeah, well, I'm selling, 1, 2, 3 of these items a week. So I'm trying to hang on to all my dupes, but I'm steady running out of room in which to do so. I did the very popular Wetlands farm a couple days ago. First time I've done that in a long time, and I did get a Crimson Whelpling. I haven't sold it yet. I don't think. We're still going through the mailbox here. I don't think it's sold. But I think I put it up there for $17K. So if it's sold, I'll be over the moon. Transmog does sell though, man. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you that it does. And doesn't sell as fast as you would like it to, right? I put my auctions up for 48 hours and I don't touch them. I don't do cancel scans. I ain't got time for all that, man. I ain't got time to be playing the auction house game with you. There's a lot of people that sit there all day and do that stuff, and they make millions upon millions upon millions of gold. I got it. Like, I get it. You can play WoW for an eternity. It's cool. I'm just not. I cannot be asked. Can't be bothered that much. We're about 3/4 of the way through that video that we're watching, and we will get back into it, but I am going to need to take a break after I post these auctions. I need to go walk around. I may have to try to convince somebody to get me a standing desk when I go back to work, because I think it would help me immensely. I just couldn't even imagine. Like, I'm sitting here looking at Asmongold's subscribers at 1.92 million subscribers on YouTube, man. Like,
New shipments coming in.
I couldn't imagine what that feels like to have that much reach, right? I can't imagine what his paychecks look like either. And while I'm not completely motivated by money here, right? I do like the prospect of getting a little extra cheddar in my pocket from playing games that I love. I personally don't want people spending their real hard-earned cash, right? I don't want people doing that. I'll take your Amazon Prime subscription, though, all day, every day.
You break it, you buy it.
That way I can take money from the big corporation and put it in my pocket. That I don't mind. Obviously, I would be grateful for anybody that gave me anything. But I would prefer Prime subscriptions, because then it's not coming out of your pocket, man. You're already paying for it. You pay for Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. You get a free sub, man. So if you're not using free sub on anybody else, I'm a good candidate. but we're definitely gonna get into some stuff, man. I'm gonna start doing some of these gold farms. See how much money I can actually make. See if we can discover something new. That would be grand. That would make me very happy if I could discover something that someone else has not. Be the first to jump on that. Because of the price of Essence of Undeath, which I have not looked up yet in Retail WoW, I think everybody is preparing for the upcoming Naxxramas transmogs that I believe are coming out, if they're not already out. I don't believe that this was a major content patch. I think it was just for regular weekly maintenance. Not too sure though. I'm not in the know on everything, man. So here's a good example for you, right? So I sell cheap transmogs. Look at this elemental mage staff, right? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's gone down significantly. When I first got this thing, it was telling me, TSM was telling me that this thing was worth like 150,000 gold or something like that. Never thought it would go for that price. It's a cool staff, don't get me wrong. I got it out of Lubers, just in case anybody was wondering. I was doing lower Blackrock Spire runs. But yeah, man. We're going to see just how many things I got sold. I had attempted to make a little video, like, once I had got all this stuff set up, it kind of did a little test recording, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do a little video. I was sitting down and
I ain't got it. You don't want it.
going through my mailbox, doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So I was like, well, maybe I could post this, you know, trim this up and post it up saying, hey, man, Transmog does sell. I know it's not much, but it's something, you know. Who knows, I still might do that. But that would have been 3 or 4 days ago. I think I've done 2 more postings since then. So this would be the result of the last 4 days, I believe. Whatever's sitting in my mailbox now will be the result of the last 4 days. After I get done with this arduous process of posting, especially because I had so many other materials in my bag and I ain't got nothing to do with them. So I can only get like 89 items up in the auction house at a time. I hope it won't be too bad for me to just walk away when I go to take this break, but I don't have anything. Maybe I need to make a sign, like, be right back, went for a walk. Something to that effect, I don't know. I don't know if that would be a good thing or a bad thing. But we shall see. See, now I only have 77 slots. That means I have other dupes sitting in my bag again. But I am the king of selling cheap transmog. I don't use the default settings on TSM. Not for transmog. Okay. I think that the default settings, I think using DV Market, I think stuff is way, way, way too overpriced. I think it's silly how overpriced it is. I think that using the region sell average, I think you still make good money, and you're not ripping people off. Let's be honest, man. Like, how much work does this actually take? I get on my druid with a speed set and go run dungeons and watch TV, right? So I'm watching TV and I'm running dungeons. Doesn't take me any effort. The most brain dead thing ever. And I just get stuff and post it on the auction house. This is not a difficult process. So I believe that I want to make some money for my effort, but I don't want to rip people off. And I know what I would pay for something if I really wanted it, and I know what I would not pay. And some of these prices, there's no way in hell I would ever pay that much.
Have I got a deal for you?
So, I'm pretty excited about chopping the first part of this video up, though, with that double skull flame shield drop. I don't think I'll ever see that again. That was probably the most lucky thing that ever happened to me in a video game. Not in my life. Not even close. Here's another good example. Fiery War Axe, man. A lot of these prices have gone down. I don't know if I'm the one driving them down, probably. If I am, my apologies to all the hardcore transmog sellers, but I think you're ripping people off. And I don't want stuff sitting in my inventory for a year, you know, while I try to get that one sell, for that one person that's going to pay me $200,000 for something. I would much rather take the 17K, which I'm getting ready to post on this, than sit around and wait to sell it for 100K gold a year from now. Like, it's silly, man. And like, who's gonna pay 100K gold for that Fiery War Axe unless, you know, there's somebody comes back to the game and they're like, man, I remember in Classic, I really wanted this. I saw people that had it, and now I can have one of my own. Well, yeah, man, give me 17,000 gold and you can have it. You know, you don't have to pay me 100K gold. It's okay. It's more than likely in that time frame, I'm probably going to farm more. But yeah, man, this is like a very chill, relaxing way to make money. I got a lot of really good low-level transmog from that wetlands farm. I guess for anybody who's not aware, which I doubt. If you go here, it's right in this area, I believe. Somewhere right in here. You can obviously see I've never been there on my Horde tune, right? So I think it's right in here. There's a perpetual combat going on between some orcs and some dragonkin. And all you do, well, what I do is I go over there on my monk, whom I just leveled to 70. I throw my statue down, and everything comes to me. I hit Rushing Jade Wind or whatever that AoE ability is. I kill everything in one hit, skin the dragonkin, and loot the orcs, and do that repeatedly. I did it for about 2 hours, give or take. I think it was right about the 2 hour mark, and I did get that tiny crimson whelpling. So I think it was worth it. And I got a ton of transmog. Not only did I get a ton of transmog, I got a ton of cloth, low-level cloth. So linen, wool, some silk. I also got a ton of leather. So much so that on my leatherworker, I'm actually going to go back and level classic leatherworking because I'm interested in doing the crafted transmog flip. So there's a lot of crafted transmog out there that people really, really want, and it sells very quick. I mean, just like that. It's gone. So I'm interested in doing that. I'm slowly but surely working on it. I'll get there eventually. And I had tried a bunch of things earlier on when trying to stream to have music playing in the background and playing non-copyrighted music or royalty-free music or this or that, and I kept getting little no-nos, man. Like, you can't do this, or, you know, these 15 seconds of your stream are going to get muted and this, that, and everything else. So I just opted to just turn the music off. Like, just not even gonna deal with it. It's not worth it. And like I said, man, I don't even know about this video. I don't even know what I'm doing is correct. I am putting my own 2 cents on it. I guess I'm claiming fair use, right? I guess that's how that works. Like I said, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. If I piss anybody off or do something I'm not supposed to do, kindly just let me know. It'll never happen again. I don't like to break the rules. I don't want to take anything away from anybody, so all credit where credit is due. This is a reaction video from Asmongold that I just popped up in my feed. I happen to be watching. And for anybody that was in the stream, I guess you were watching it too.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching. I hope so. Let's get some of that cha-ching. Well, we could play this game for free. Make the wifey happy. We're getting real close to that 2-hour mark, so actually, I may not even have to take a break. I may just cut the stream. I think about 2 hours is good enough, in my opinion, I think. I gotta give myself a break. I'm still healing. I'm trying though, man. I'm very much so trying. I'm sorry for any shakiness that might be occurring. Maybe I should have bought a better desk, but I'm pretty happy with the one I bought. Maybe if I could actually make any kind of substantial money here. Yeah, maybe we might reinvest. Get myself a better PC, get myself some better equipment. Who knows? But I'm not interested in any of that right now, man. I'm just doing this for fun. I always like to challenge myself in life, man. Like, do things that I didn't think were possible, right? I've been doing it my whole life. I've been a fighter since birth. Born 3 months premature. Been fighting my whole life. So, why stop now? Why do anything different than what I've already been doing, you know? But that's what streaming was for me. Did I have the fortitude to put myself out there, man? Because it's something else. As you can see, they're creeping up there, 29,000 gold. I'm wondering how many more auctions I sold since the last time I checked. Probably none. Who knows?
This stuff sells itself.
But I think I had 30K in the mailbox earlier when I checked before I started streaming. So we'll see. That was earlier this morning. And here's another good piece. Robes of Insight. 53,000 gold. I would never, ever pay for that. Never pay for it. Maybe somebody will. Who knows? This whole streaming thing's been fun, man. I've really enjoyed it. I'm sorry that we're probably not going to finish the video, but it is what it is. It helped provide some background entertainment while I did my gold farming, where I got 2 Skull Flame shields. It's absolutely insane, man. It's crazy. If only I could be that lucky all the time. You go buy a lottery ticket, apparently. And I mean, what does it take, man? What does it really take to get good at this? What does it take to amass a following and get people to join and keep people hooked in? Like, what is it? What's the key? What's the secret to success here? What's the recipe? Because it can't just be, well, I stream 8 hours a day. That can't be it. I guess maybe it could be that you have a extreme high level of skill. Sure. I'm sure that helps. Is it engaging conversation? Maybe. I personally think that you could be most successful by creating a community, right? Like-minded people, which is what I'm after. Looks like I might have had a little bit of an increase. We'll get to this in a moment. We'll post the last few bit of these. And we'll go through the mailbox, and then I think we're going to call it. I appreciate anyone who tuned in, anyone who stopped to even just see, man. Just take a listen, find out what it was that I was doing. I didn't generate any kind of chatter. There's nothing in the chat. That's all right. I don't get down about it, man. I can sit here and talk to myself. And I'm okay with it. I'm thinking that maybe sometimes when I'm off stream that I should hit that record button anyways, even when I'm just casually playing. You never know what I might catch. I know there's been plenty of times in the arena where I'm like, damn it, Kyle, like, why wasn't I streaming? Like, why didn't I have that? Why didn't I clip that? Why didn't, just pull off something amazing? Even though I suck at PvP.
Pleasure doing business with you.
All right. Let's take a look at the mailbox. So this is for the last 4 days, guys and gals. Last 4 days, 32,000, man. Almost 32,500, 32,475 gold. For doing literally nothing. Okay? This took no time at all. So there's a couple of this ancient set, right? Let's see, is there anything else worth mentioning here? Here's a saltstone piece. That's supposedly pretty popular set. 2.4k, right? This goblin power shovel. Apparently this thing was valued at like over 150k. There's no way, man. I went out to STV and farmed it up. Maybe, 30, 45 minutes, and I got 2 of them. So I think this is the first one that sold. Possibly. You can see I do have a couple leatherworking things in here. So maybe this thunder scale, this might be something I might actually want to farm up. Because 24 gold a pop, it's pretty good. Shiny war axe, man, hefty war axe. I mean, these are great items, dude. 196 gold, 149 gold. Brutish gauntlets of the quick blade, 457 gold. I mean, come on. Like, this stuff is trash, dude. This is all stuff that a year ago, right, all of us were vendor trashing. Like, and now we're selling it on the auction house for these prices. Royal gown of the quick blade, 486 gold. Come on. There's a couple more thunder scales. So as you can see, man, like some crafting materials got intertwined with my transmog, but it's all right, man. I'm just doing some gold making now. I'm not specifically just doing transmog. I'm doing all of it. Terran Icebreaker. If I'm not mistaken, I think that this also dropped out of Lubers. Lower Blackrock Spire. Another mace that was ridiculously priced. And I sold it for 6.3K. It's a good price for me, man. Right? I'm happy with that. I know a lot of other people may not be. And probably the guy who bought it is just going to turn around and try to resell it. Which, more power to him. Right? Buy all of my stuff, sir. Buy all of it. Because I got like, I don't know, maybe $1 million, $2 million gold worth of, I'm going to go check right now. But worth of item value in there. Recipe, Elixir of Empowerment, Slave Master Axe. I mean, like, look, man, 1,100 gold for this? Like, seriously? It's great. So we'll go ahead and collect all this. It's wonderful, man. We just broke 200K. 221,000. So I think we're about week 6 of trying this out. 6 weeks, and we're up to 221,000. Definitely, this is not the way to get a WoW token, right? Because you're not gonna make it. Like this sold already, 59 gold. Thunderscale, right? We just sold them for 24 gold. Now it's up 59 gold. Someone reset the auction house. Now that's something I wish I could do. It's something I wish I was smart enough to just buy up all of something and just reset all the price. If I were to do that and I just sold it for 2 gold more, like I would make a ridiculous profit. Or 5 gold more, 10 gold more. Like, oh my gosh, I just couldn't even imagine how much money that would bring in. But you have to have a lot of capital for that, man. Because the region-wide auction house, there is a lot of stuff up. A lot of stuff. I don't know if you have to buy every single piece in order to reset the auction house. I don't know how people are doing this stuff, man. There's a lot of really smart people that play this game that have figured out things that I will never figure out. So I got 1,000 auctions up, and I'm at 956K. Like, not even $1 million gold this go around worth of item value. But for me, man, like, this is enough. If I sold every piece and I made 956,000 gold, like, that'd be enough for me. It didn't take me long to get these 1,000 pieces, right? And I can just keep adding to it. I can keep on going. See, I got so many duplicates in my bag right now, man. All right. I'll deal with all that stuff later, man. I'm not going to make you guys suffer through watching me clean my bank. Which I guess maybe I should. Like, that what streaming's all about. You guys get to see everything it is that I'm doing. But it's all cards on the table when it comes to me, man. This is an all honest stream. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna buy my own stuff, right? I don't know if that's happening, and that's how some of these people like consistently sell so much stuff. I don't know. I don't know what people are out there doing. I just know what I do, and I'm gonna be straight up and honest, show you exactly what it is that's going on here. This is my Alliance bank tune.
I cannot carry more.
I had dumped everything that I had into my guild bank, which I think there's like 700,000 sitting in there, I think. Yeah, all these auctions are getting ready to expire as well. So, like I told you, man, I do this every 2 days. I go and clean up my mailbox and see what sold and what didn't. There's a lot of these battle pets, man, that say that they're really pricey. And they sell for a good amount, but I can't seem to get them sold. So I don't really know what the hell's going on there. I have stuff here I don't want to sell. I have stuff here I don't want to sell. I'm going to also level classic tailoring. So you see, like, I have 893 linen cloth and 958 wool cloth. I don't want to sell that. This stuff can sell. All of that can sell. Yeah. It's just those things that I want. I want all that cloth. I'm going to level, like I said, tailoring. This way I don't have to buy anything, man. I farmed it out in the open world, bro. Like, I got so much leather. I think I had enough leather that I got all the way to 165. So I'm hard stuck at heavy leather. So I got to go find a farm that I can do heavy leather. I got to 165, man, like without even trying, right? Just with all the materials that I had. Just from that one farm, 2 hours worth of farming. You know, I got a really cool battle pet. It's fun, man. It's very interesting to see what it is that you can get. Just like earlier with the double skull flame shield, I'll never top that in any gold farm ever, I don't think. You know, unless I was out there doing like a solo mount farm and got 2 mounts or some shit like that. Like, I don't see how I could ever really top that. It's the most amazing drop I've ever seen. And even if it doesn't sell, right? I don't believe that it's going to sell for that 3.8k gold. I wouldn't pay that. But let's say, for argument's sake, it doesn't sell for 3.8 gold, and I end up selling it for 1,000 gold. See, stuff is already selling, man, and I love that. Those potions are selling. I love it when I post something and it immediately sells. It makes me so happy. Because I'm not greedy, dude. Like, I'll build up my wealth eventually. As you can see, there's 62k gold right there. We're going to go through the mailbox. We're going to go through what this stuff is because it's pretty interesting. It's probably something that maybe some of you haven't thought about. But you can make a ridiculous profit. And what it is selling those PvP patterns. So if you get those boxes from doing PvP and you open them and they have patterns in them and you can't use those patterns, or you don't have another toon that can use them, or you don't have a buddy that can use them, or you've already completed all the set, I would throw those puppies in the auction house, man, because I am making money. I have made so much money off of selling these damn patterns. It's quite ridiculous. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now. As soon as I make sure that some of this stuff is in the right group. Deal with that later. I hit that button for leatherworking, and maybe someone could explain this to me. But I hit that button and it automatically created this, and I don't know what this is. I don't know what this means. Does that mean like it'll go shopping for me, or it's one thing I really don't know how to do is how to do that shopping scan. I'm really interested in that, especially once I start getting into this crafted transmog thing. I'm going to just try to figure stuff out, man. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to figure it out. So here we go. As you can see, there's a couple of like Ockenbloom, right? This stuff is dirt cheap. There's 200 of them. It's sold for 210 gold. Like, ugh, gross. It's not even worth farming, man. I can make way more than 200 gold. I mean, I can make 200 gold in just selling stuff to the vendor. You know what I mean? So there's a couple of stuff that I had left over, stuff that was in other people's banks. All right, here we go. So inferior scales, 1.9k. Crimson Combatant's Adamant Girdle, or Adamant Girdle. I think that's the male version. 9.5k. And I already have that recipe. I've already learned it. I think I've already learned almost all of it. Right? And these are the new green 424 PvP pieces. So they're relevant, man. Like, it's halfway decent gear. Even though I think it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, in my opinion. Just grind battlegrounds, dude. But like, if you have a fresh toon you're bringing over You go shopping in the auction house. You got a bunch of gold. You go shopping in the auction house. You buy up some of this gear. Jump into PvP. Get your honor gear. And you're set for the arenas, man. Really easy. So 4.7k on this one. 2.8k on this one. A couple of other things. Some more just random stuff. And then check this out. Infurious Watercloth Bolt. 41,000 gold. 41k, man. That brings that weekly total, because I think it's been 6 days since I've cleaned out my mailbox. I sold 27 items. I made 62,000 gold, guys. 62k. So, let's go back to that whole 6-week mark, right? About 6 weeks I've been doing this. I just broke 200k on this tune. That's 420,000 gold that I've made in the last 6 weeks, guys. 420,000 gold. That's insane. This is the most gold I've ever made, ever, in the entire time I've played WoW. It's because I've never really tried. Always wanted to. So see, I got 736,000 gold sitting in my guild bank right now. Right? Which I'm getting ready to pull out. I'll probably leave that 36,000 in there. So I'm going to pull all that out because I'm getting ready to start inviting people to the guild, and I don't want anything to happen to my gold. Whereas if we'll just take out 700,000. Cannot withdraw that much from the guild bank. What? Oh, I can only draw out 11 or 100k? Really? Who's a guild master? Mage Bank is co-guild master. Does that mean I can change? Chat roster perks info. There's me shamelessly plugging myself. Even though nobody's in the guild except me and my buddy. I'm still shamelessly plugging myself. I am very interested in getting some more people to play with. Build that sense of community back up. In all honesty, I'm not sure what to do here. Oh, this is locked up. I forget who the actual GM of the guild is. I think it's my druid. I could be wrong. I need to pull my money out, man. Let's see. Co-guild master. Main guild master. Okay, it's my paladin. Which, FYI, ret paladins are crazy, stupid, insane. I know a lot of people don't think so, but I'm just telling you from my personal experience in twos, you can't go wrong playing ret. It's not anything like it was in Season 1, which I missed. I missed that train entirely. I got my paladin capped like a week after they had already nerfed ret paladins, and they were still stupid. They were still crazy, even after the nerf. So I think that paladin is a really, really good choice. And it's fun, man. Like, I think a lot of people don't. And, you know, I'll probably disagree with a lot of people on a lot of things because I'm not a professional player. I don't play at their level. I didn't get anything done this past week. I had so many appointments and so many things to do. This is locked up. Where? I don't understand. Where the hell is the settings for the guild bank? Is it actually in the bank itself? Am I just being dumb? But I thought there was a way. Oh, damn it, there it is, guild settings. There we go. Guild ranks. Out. I don't know where that rank came from. We don't want none of that. Member, raider, veteran, raid leader, officer, general, co-guild master, sure. It all looks fine to me. Rank permissions. Cold guild master. Well, how about we just add another 0 to that? And we'll call it a day. How about that? Requires authenticator. Really? Right, permissions. All right. I already set all this up, I thought. Okay, now we're gonna make it for tab 1. And then we draw 100 things a day. Fuck it. 5. Yeah. You can have 5 things out of my bank every day in tab 1. Sure. If you're a raider, we're at 10. Veteran, 100. Raid leader. If you're a raid leader, I just go through. I mean, I really, honestly, truly don't think any of this shit matters. Make it all the same. If I even can find people to make officers and this kind of stuff. I mean, come on. I have nobody right now. Members. Veteran. There we go. So I guess once you make it to raid lead or above, you can start pulling whatever you want to out. I have to really trust you to get there. I'll log out. Log back into good old Mage Bank here. I always get excited, man, even though I know most of the time it's just expired auctions. I always get excited at the prospect of logging in and seeing how much stuff sold. It does excite me. It's fun, man. This has been a very fun experience. Okay, so now I can withdraw everything if I wanted to. I'm gonna withdraw 700,000. That leaves us 36K in the guild bank. So this is tab 1. Calling crossover mats. As you can see, I mean, like some of this stuff, man, I need to go through, and I probably need to throw this shit up on the auction house. Got a lot of stuff. I used to have epic gear and shit in here, and the whole idea was like we would fill up this tab with a bunch of good gear when people wanted, or they did something to deserve it, you know, pull it in there. Go ahead. See if any of this junk sells, man. I can't even tell you like how long some of this stuff's been sitting here. Tried so many times. Have a successful guild. I just don't have the patience, the time to put into it, but I think I'm willing now to try a little harder. These illusions are cool. I don't like how long they last. I think it's kind of garbage. As you can see, I mean, like, a lot of this stuff is profession stuff. Stuff I've tried to beef up before. I might hang on to these. Ooh. See, look, there's a pattern in here. I guess Kyle must have thrown this in there. I definitely did not. Has a bunch of shrouded cloth. Like this low-level stuff, I think I'm going to be able to use. Nylon thread in there. Embroidered deep satin. Proto flesh. I think I'm just going to straight up just sell that to the vendor. I don't think that's going to sell at all. I don't even know what that is. This is junk. Meat. Alright. We're cleaning out the bank today. Groups. What do we got here? I like to put this. Sure. Materials. As you can see in the bottom of my bag, I still have a lot of this primalist stuff from what is it? Forbidden Reach, I believe. Pretty fun. All key stuff in a group. All right, so now I have 905,000. So just have to remember that now we're starting over 905,000. We'll see where it goes from here. I left that 36K in the bank and I don't care about it. Whatever happens, happens, and leaving it there for repairs and that kind of stuff, which I need to make sure that I have repairs open for everybody. Now, it's amazing how much time you waste, man. Been on an extra 30 minutes. 30 minutes longer than I thought I would be. It's from standing though, man. Like, I'm not really that uncomfortable. I'm able to move around and shift my hips and kind of stretch my low back a little bit. I'm digging this, man. That, like 9.8K gold, dude, for this. And I already have it. I think I have all of the patterns now. I think I've already got them all. All this stuff's been sitting in the guild bank forever. Look at some of the prices on it. Skip this. I'm just gonna sell that to the vendor. Worth 150 gold. I think we got some of that stuff sold. A lot of these other enchants ain't worth a flying flip. But we'll see, man. You just never know what sells, what doesn't sell, what gets posted. Like what won't get posted today might get posted tomorrow. It's pretty crazy.
Need help?
Let's see. There they are.
Farewell.
So that was easy 150 gold right there. Sitting in the guild bank doing nothing. Alright. Mailbox clean. Let's take a look at everything we got posted up here. 360k. Alright. We've already sold 10 auctions. Look at that. Azure Weave bolts. I need to make one of those every day. That was easiest 620 gold I've ever made. Right? I just gotta fly and do a thing. Fly to a place and do a thing. Like more Ockenbloom. 143 of them sold for 164 gold. Gross. I wish it was like this in Wrath, right? I post up materials in retail and it sells immediately. I mean, I know that people got bot programs running and, you know, that's why gold is useless. But it's not useless to me because it might help me play the game for free. So it definitely ain't useless to me. So according to this, I'm at 1.2 million. 1.2 million. So this has been the climb here. You can see just a steep increase, man. Just boom. Today it really made that line jagged, right? Between yesterday and today, it really tippy-topped out. But very fun, dude. It's been a very, very fun and rewarding experience to make gold for the first time in this game. When I broke my first million, I was like, man, I can't wait to see how long it's going to take me to get the second one. And we'll see, man. Been very cool. Very, very, very cool. And you see, oh, let me just go ahead and show you. And my monk is still there. Let me show you exactly where this place is. Even though this is an old farm, I mean, I remember, oh no, I totally screwed that up. Didn't mean to do that. I remember doing this farm years ago. Still a good one, man. So the spot's right here. See all these people? Like, you didn't even skin these dudes. You didn't even fight them. Just sitting here, just free skins. See how these guys are in perpetual combat? You just come over here, throw your statue down, hit one button, they all die. Skin. Loot. Here's a pro tip, okay? I've always had, you know, professions and this, that, and everything else. If you're going to make a monk, and you're going to make a monk specifically for farming like this, see, look, it just pulls everything to me, man. You sit here and hit one button. This is like as almost AFK as you could possibly get in the game, right? Last time I did this, I got a thing that was worth like 14k gold or some shit like that, like within the first 3 pulls. I logged in the computer, opened this thing up, was waiting for my kids to get ready to go somewhere. I was doing this for about 5 minutes. I got something that was worth like 14,000 gold. So you just never know, right? It's all RNG. You could sit here for 10 hours and get nothing, which I highly doubt, right? I highly, highly doubt that would be the case. But you're just running through the loot table, man. That's what you're doing. So the longer you're here, the greater your chances are of getting those high ticket items. There's a lot of blues that drop here, surprisingly. I think you still have a chance at some low-level world epics, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert at this. But this is all you do. You skin, loot, Look at this. I've already made 7 gold, right, in 55 seconds. I've been here a minute. 62 gold worth of looted items. 8 gold actually in my pocket. 8 gold in a minute. You take that out as far as you want to, man. Okay? If somehow, some way you're able to get more mobs to come here, figure out a specific place, like, it's just endless mobs. This is the only place in the game that I know of that's like this. I'm gonna go ahead and kill my statue, kill these guys, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Because my feet are a little bit on fire, man. It's starting to hurt a little bit. My back's not feeling quite so good. I have to kill these guys. And then I can get out of here, I think. Go ahead and jump on the mount, get up in the air. All right, cool. But just that quick, man. 13 gold in my pocket, right? 209 gold worth of looted items. Is all that stuff going to sell? No. Will it sell eventually? Maybe. You get a hell of a lot of duplicates here, unfortunately, but, it's a perpetual farm. I mean, it's as AFK as you could possibly get. Which I think is pretty cool. So, I play on Airy Peak, by the way. If anybody wants to come join me, Airy Peak. Come hit me up. Put you in the guild. We're looking for a threes partner. I'm down to play whatever. Let's go to Wrath. I just want to check my auctions again, man. I'm obsessed with checking my mailbox. It's getting a little later in the afternoon. People are starting to get off work. All these Giga Chads want to buy up everything. And I'm down for it, man. I'm hoping that I have what it is that they want. Right? I think the stream looks pretty good, man. I don't think there's any super delay or a little bit of a delay that what I'm looking at, but I'm hoping that everything looks good. All right, we're up to 122 gold, so we did have a couple more things sell, or that stuff just make it to the mailbox, probably. I don't know if anything else sold. Yeah. So, see, some of these gems are selling. We just got to be patient, man. Right? People starting to get off work. What day is Tuesday? It's reset. People getting new gear. I think is ICC open or what was it? The Argent Dawn tournament? Is that what it was? Argent Crusade? Something to that effect. I think that shit's open. So I don't think ICC's open yet, but is Trial of the Crusader. I don't know how in the hell I could forget. I was raid leading back then. Doing that, I remember distinctly playing a warrior, and I was a tank. I was main tank and the raid leader. Super fun time. Super fun time. Super good time. Probably some of the best memories I have. That was right after I had got out of the army. So, I didn't have a whole lot going on, man, besides school. I was going to school, playing games, raising my kids. All right. So Belt of Valor. That's over 55 gold. That's pretty sweet. Let's see if anything sold here. Any nibbles on my Skull Flame shield? Nope. Not yet. We did sell some nether weave cloth. Which I don't even remember putting that up there. The Star Ruby sold right away. That's cool. We get a whole bunch more of those. We just keep running strat. Yeah, man. It's easy to make gold, dude. Just gotta be willing to go out there and put the work in. Oh, my Huskies finally found me. I think they woke up. Now they're up here. All right. I think they're ready to go outside. Been going for about 2 hours and 40 minutes, man. That's crazy. I cannot believe I've been standing up for 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's wonderful. I think this is actually going to be a blessing in disguise, man. But with all that, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ranger, and I am the Trash Gamer. I hope that today was the best stream of them all, at least quality-wise, right? I'm going to figure out a way to make that sign look a little bit better back there, but, you know, got my Alliance and Horde banner going on. I am shamelessly going to plug myself. If you're looking to get yourself an energy drink that doesn't have a bunch of garbage in it, right? You're a keto fan like I am, so you want something that's sugar-free. W's a good look, man. It tastes good, makes you feel good. No crash, no jitters. I like it. I've always been a big fan of energy drinks. I've drank everything from NOS way back in the day. I used to have my wife ship those to me when I was in Korea, right? And then being out there on patrol, I used to drink sugar-free Monsters, Bangs, Rain. I mean, I've had them all. I've had every flavor. I've had every combination. Anything you could think of, I've done it. And W's good, man. I've got to get my own order back in. That way you guys will actually see me drink some W on stream, right? I don't want to be one of these guys that shamelessly plugs myself. I am thinking about doing a little YouTube short to show people exactly how to use that code, because you got to do it at the end. You got to do it at the end of the purchase, like when you're getting ready to check out, right before you're getting ready to make your payment. It'll ask you if you got any coupon code, and you can just use code Ranger the Trash Gamer. You'll get 10% off. All right, that's my shameless plug. If you happen to get some, I do get a little piece of that action. All right, just so you know. But with that, I hope you enjoyed. Double Skull Flame Show drop on that run. Hopefully we'll get some more cool streams like that. But with that, I'm Ranger the Trash Gamer, and I'm out.